Good morning. Welcome to Match Point. I am your host Sazi, and we bring you all the tennis news from around the world. And today I'm joined in studio by Benjamin Mutlokwa and Tato Matela. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Good day. And
Thank
how
you.
Are you doing?
We saw a beautiful game there between Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic. As they say, Benji, familiarity breeds contempt, but it wasn't the case at Flushing Meadows this past weekend.
Yes, even though before the game you can see that Rafael was very good, and then especially on a hardcore phase, he didn't lose any of his matches. So obviously it was going to be tough for Novak. Unfortunately, Rafael also won that game, which concludes to the fact that during that season he had 37 games with Novak, and then he won 22 out of that.
Tato, do you think it played a part, the fact that going into this match, their 37th clash, to be precise, Nadal held an advantage of 7 victories from Novak Djokovic?
Yeah, well, I mean, the guy actually understands his game quite well. I mean, he preps very well. Practice, he goes in really hard. So, I mean, like my colleague here was actually saying, I mean, he understands that going onto the hard surface is actually one of the toughest things for his kind of game. And that's why he actually preps so well and he's actually won it so many times. So I think Djokovic is actually in trouble for that one.
No, most definitely. And now we will look at an insert as to what took place at Flushing Meadows this past weekend in the 2013 edition of the US Open.
What an effort from Novak! What a way to seal the deal. Oh, you've got to be kidding me! A better performance from Djokovic this evening than we saw 24 hours ago. Makes this matchup so easy for Nadal. He just has to throw in his normal serve. What a serve. There it is again. So difficult to come in against Nadal. Got to try and find a way to get out of this service game unscathed. He's done it. For the very first time in Nadal's career, he's beaten Federer here at the O2 Arena, and he's beaten Federer on an indoor hard court.
Welcome back, and now we'll take a quick short break. Don't move an inch. Welcome back. I'm still chilling here with Benjamin Mutloko and Tato Matela. Benjamin, I mean, Novak Djokovic lost this game marginally from Rafael Nadal. I mean, it was a lot of errors from him that cost him the game.
Yeah, as you can see, Novak is still young, and then but he's talented, very much talented. So he's still gonna learn a lot from Nadal. And then, as you can see, throughout the qualifying as well, when they go to the final, Novak was playing very well, and then it's just that maybe it was stage fright when you get to the final that you meet with a world's #1 tennis player. Obviously, it's not that easy.
Tato, what did you make of Rafa's performance in this particular game? We know that he says he struggles in the hard courts, but it wasn't the case at Flushing Meadows this past weekend. I mean, he took advantage of all the errors that Novak Djokovic made.
No, that's right. I mean, if you look at the road to his final, he had actually tougher games compared to Djokovic, and I actually think that those kind of games actually prepared him for this match. And I mean, he was just doing it in his own way, the best possible way that he could.
But Tato, he didn't even face one top 10 player. What do you mean he had difficult games?
I'm talking about in regards of Nadal. I mean, Nadal's games in terms of the road to his final, and you look at Djokovic's one. I mean, Djokovic, he took out all of the players. I mean, Nadal actually struggled a little bit. He seemed like he would actually have lost it at the last point, but actually regained and recuperated, got back into the game, and I think he took that kind of energy into this one as well.
Would you guys say these are the two best players in the Open era, if you look at the likes of Sampras and of course other players in years gone by?
Yeah, indeed, these ones are it's a new era, and with this, let's say it's 2013, and then everything happens so fast and stuff like that. Guys are developing. As you can see, in the era that those guys were playing, there were no young players like Novak Djokovic. At the moment, you can see this guy is young but is energetic. Imagine after 5 years, what's going to happen to this guy? He's going to be the world's #1 tennis player. Obviously, after Rafael retires, he's going to be on top.
Now, thank you, Mr. Mutloko. We'll have to hold it right there, gentlemen, for this particular game at the match point. And, of course, again, we will join the viewers as they will join us next time as we look at other matches making rounds around the world of tennis. And from me and the crew here, it's a goodbye.